Today's novel idea is, if I'm late for potions class again, I'm going to fail the term. Courtesy of JustinMcLaughlin.com, link in the underbar. Dissonance's cloak caught on a scraggly bush. He tugged it free and gestured for the others to follow him. We're almost there. You said that 20 minutes ago. Zircon pushed a branch out of his way. It came back and smacked Endymion in the face. Spitting leaves, Endymion stopped in his tracks. I'm going back. We really are close. Dissonance kept going. Don't be such a pixie. Zircon shoved Endymion's shoulder. I'm sorry I hit you. It isn't that. Lunch is almost over. If I'm late for potions again, I'm going to fail the term. So what? Do you have any idea what my dad will do to me if I fail? Dissonance looked back with a grin. Hire a poltergeist to follow you around again? That wasn't funny, Zircon chuckled. We won't be late, said Dissonance. I promise, we're almost there. What's so great that you had to drag us out in the middle of the forest anyway? I don't want to spoil the surprise. I'm not walking into another of your stupid pranks. All right, I'll tell you. When I was out here the other day, I saw a dragon. Endymion turned back towards the school. I'm out. Seriously, Dis, said Zircon. How gullible do you think we are? We were dumb enough to follow him this far. Raking his fingers through his blue hair, Endymion groaned. Professor Bloodstone is going to kill me, and then he's going to bring me back to life so my father can kill me again. Resurrections are Professor Hartley's division, said Zircon. It's true, Dissonance called after them. Come back, I swear there really is a dragon. We're not falling for it. Dissonance watched Endymion and Zircon disappear into the trees. Fine, he thought. I'll just have to prove it. He delved deeper into the forest. It was just afternoon, but the expanse of trees made it seem as dark as twilight. A twig cracked somewhere off to Dis's right, and he jumped. Endymion and Zircon are going to try and jump out and scare me. I know you're there, Dissonance called. Was someone laughing, or was he just being paranoid? It was more than just rumors that said this forest was haunted, but the spirits were all supposed to be malevolent. Still, even spirits have bad days. Telling himself he was being stupid, Dissonance pushed on. But now he was worried he was going the wrong way. It was a big forest, after all, and he'd only caught a glimpse of the dragon in the distance the last time. He thought it would be better to return with some backup before getting a closer look. But now his backup had ditched him, and he couldn't even find the dragon again. He was just thinking about turning back and going to potions class after all, when he caught a whiff of smoke. Pushing on, he soon smelled more than a whiff, and it was mingled with the stench of burning metal. Something flashed emerald through the trees in front of him. Dis ran forward and broke into a wide clearing. There in front of him was a great green dragon, almost as big as the house beside which it slept. The house was an unexpected addition. It had never occurred to Dis that there might be someone living in this forest, or that anyone would keep a dragon as a pet. He wondered if that meant the beast was tame. A few verdant scales glimmered in the grass around the dragon. Dis moved quietly forward. The creature was sound asleep, and besides, if someone kept it as a pet, it must be safe. He needed a scale to prove to the others what he had seen. He took a step, then another. Closer, closer. Make one more move, and that dragon will be eating you for lunch. Dissonance leapt a foot as the voice came out of nowhere. He whipped around to see a woman in her mid-30s, or perhaps her early 40s, but Dissonance knew it was polite to guess low. Her scab-red lips were pursed, and her purple brows were slanted in a decidedly disapproving manner. Then she smiled slowly, like a cat who's backed a rat into a corner. That's not a bad idea. Dragon food is terribly expensive, and you would make a fine meal. Dis gulped. A face appeared in the window of the cottage, a softer, younger, and much prettier version of the woman in front of Dissonance. The face was framed by cascading royal purple curls. Dis felt a strange tickling sensation in his stomach, like someone had released a jar of spiders in his intestines. Mom, said the girl, revealing herself as the scary woman's daughter, and thus proving that nobody's perfect. Are you threatening strangers again? Sage Hicksonbaugh, you close that window! What have I told you about revealing yourself to strangers? You can't feed the poor guy to Horatio. He is trespassing. I may do what I please with him. Now close the window. I'm calling Dad, said the girl, and she snapped closed the wooden shutters. You're from the school, aren't you? Said the woman, her pale pink eyes looking Dis up and down. Dis ran his palm over his head, trying to flatten his dark green hair. Yes, ma'am. I won't have boys traipsing all over my garden. Your headmaster assured me that this sort of thing would not be tolerated. No, ma'am. I'm sure to be punished. Not severely enough if you're willing to do it anyways. I shall have to make an example out of you. Dis sighed the sleeping dragon, feeling his chances weren't good. The shutters clattered open again. Dad says stop threatening the boy, the beautiful girl said. I am protecting our property, said the woman. He says if you let Horatio eat him, the poor dragon will get a stomachache. You tell your father that if he was ever home to take care of his pets, then he would have some say in what they eat. I'm not having her argument for you. He's still in the scrying glass. You tell him. I will. The woman stormed around the side of the house, presumably to go in the front door. Her daughter scrambled out the window. She landed on her feet. Her black skirts fluttered around her knees like dead rose petals. She jerked her head towards the house. That's going to be an explosion. I'm sorry if I made your parents fight, said Dissonance awkwardly. The girl waved her hand as though shooing his apology like a fly. It's nothing new. They would have found something else to fight about anyways. That's how they keep the spark alive. Oh. You haven't even asked me my name, which is very rude of you. I heard your mother say it. Maggots, said Sage. There is my chance of lying about what it is. But that means you have the advantage on me. You know my name, but you haven't introduced yourself, which is doubly rude. I'm beginning to think Mother's right about you schoolboys. It's Melancholy. Dissonance Melancholy. Is that a lie? No. Pity. One should always lie to strangers, especially about one's name. Thanks for watching, and happy writing. Concerning good. What have I told you about I can read this. Oh.